Hello and welcome to Talking About Success. I'm your host, Jack Canfield, America's #1 success coach, chairman of the Canfield Training Group, and the author of numerous New York Times bestsellers, including the Chicken Soup for the Soul series, and most recently, the Success Principles, how to get from where you are to where you want to be. And today I'd like to welcome Kevin and Lisa Cahill to the show. Kevin and Lisa are co-founders of REALean Real Estate, a growing residential real estate franchise brand that offers concierge-level real estate services while charging lower fees, helping sellers and buyers preserve their hard-earned home equity. And REALean helps real estate agents quickly create their own flourishing real estate brokerages, fast-tracking their success through their training and coaching programs. Now, Kevin and Lisa, welcome to the show. Really glad to have you here.
Thank you, Jack. We're so delighted to be with you. Your book, The Success Principles, has been a huge inspiration to us.
Yes, thank you. We're so happy to be here. And I think you're going to hear a lot of your success principles in our story.
I appreciate that. So let's start by having you tell us a little bit more about REALean and how your services, I know they're a huge benefit for both consumers and the agents and the realtors. Tell us about why it's such a benefit for the consumers.
Well, we want to be the best option in residential real estate for home sellers, home buyers, and for real estate agents. We built our entire brokerage business model to provide what home sellers really want: full-service real estate with lean fees. So we called our company REALean. We provide full service while only charging 4% for our commission, rather than the typical 6% that we see so many other brokerages preferring to charge. And if we're the only agent involved in the transaction, we lower our fee to just 3%. And this has helped home sellers keep more of their hard-earned equity. In our flagship office in St. Petersburg, Florida, we have helped home sellers keep over $2 million of their equity just by offering this innovative, flexible fee model. And our home sellers enjoy a phenomenal experience as well.
That's great. That's good. So how is this benefiting the real estate agents who work with you at REALean?
Our agents sell more expensive homes because our model is especially attractive to the more affluent home sellers. So our agents sell homes more quickly, they sell more expensive homes, and they're able to keep more of their hard-earned money.
So we're here talking about success. You guys have created a new model for success, both for the seller of a house and for the people selling the house. That's why I had you on the show, because you're doing something radically different. I want people to know that this is available to them. Yeah. So now I understand you also hold trainings, you coach real estate agents all over the country. Share a little more about what you teach and why this is so beneficial to them.
Well, hearing some information is not enough for people to have success. They need information and they need application in order for them to have a true transformation. So we put together a full series of seminars, courses, and our ACE coaching program, where we teach agents to attract, convert, and efficiently execute so that they can have a true transformation in their business and in their lives.
Mm-hmm. And who we are as people is so much more important than what it is we do to earn a living. We provide in our ACE coaching and training programs the success principles like you teach. We teach our agents how to have better strategies to work with home sellers and home buyers, how to build a business that is really going to be very profitable. And we teach people to position their situation so that they're in the very best possible environment. It's actually built into our logo. Our logo starts with a circle and the arrows at the top. This first arrow at the top represents your environment. Your environment impacts your thoughts. Your thoughts impact your feelings. Your feelings then impact the actions that you take. Your actions impact your results, and your results come full circle and support your environment and improve your environment. And if you're in a good environment with people encouraging you, sharing great practices, sharing some of the success tips that they've had in the past, then you're going to have great thoughts. And you're going to have wonderful, powerful feelings that you can actually go out and do something big. You're going to take big action. You're going to take bold action. You're actually going to keep doing those actions that drive the results that you want. More success, more satisfied clients, greater income, a more enjoyable lifestyle. Those results come full circle and impact your environment. We actually designed our entire business in that same kind of way. Our entire business model is built to support providing full service with lien fees. So our environment is built to support the lien fees. That attracts home sellers. Home sellers and listings on the market attract home buyers. Those home buyers and home sellers then put together more transactions, creating greater income for our real estate agents who can then go on to increase and improve their environment. We call this the REALean vortex effect. It gains incredible momentum in our agents' business, unstoppable momentum. And it's really exciting for us to help real estate agents have this type of success, and it all starts by being in the right environment.
Well, as you know, I think environments are really important in the sense that I always say environments either inspire you or expire you.
Yes.
You know, they're either lifting you up and making you feel more encouraged and more enabled to do what you want to do, or they're bringing you down, depressing you, and then you don't want to play anymore. You know, people tend to go away from negative environments. So that environments are your space, and you're selling space through real estate.
Yes.
And it's people. And, you know, we always say that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Jim Rohn basically made that famous, and we all teach it now in this work. And so by providing people with yourselves as an environment, the other people as an environment, all the training materials you have, all the technology you have as part of that environment, I can see why you guys are being so successful. This is way cool.
Well, we believe that being around the right people is mission critical to having that type of success, which is why we're so honored to be with you today. And we also have seen over the years that the opposite also is true, that if you're in a bad environment, if you're not getting the support you need, you're not going to have the positive thoughts. You're not going to have the feelings that you can actually accomplish what you want to accomplish. In fact, people might be telling you, you can't accomplish that. Mm-hmm. And then you don't take bold action. You actually hold back from taking the action you should take. We call that a downward death spiral. So it's really important that you're in the right environment.
Downward death spiral.
It's true and it's sad. We see it all too often, and that's why it's so important that you get around the right people. If you're not in the right environment, I would recommend the first thing you do is take a look at who you could actually get around, who would lift you up and elevate you.
Yeah, I know it's true that other people are affecting us, and it's important. You know, the thing that's great about being adults is we have choice about where we put ourselves. So people have a choice of what church they go to, what clubs they belong to, who they work with, you know, what they do, etc. So it's important that they put themselves in environments like yours that uplift them and inspire them as opposed to bringing them down. So.
And we want to help more and more consumers. And the easiest and fastest way we can help more consumers is if we help agents reach their highest levels and get in the right environment.
Mm-hmm. It all starts with the environment. It's really the foundation of everything that we have built so that we could try to have a massive impact in this very big industry of residential real estate.
Right. It's a huge industry. Everybody wants a home. They either have one, want one, need to sell one.
Or 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2 or 3. I live in a community where a lot of people have 2 or 3 homes. So you guys are offering franchise opportunities for people now across the country. Talk about that.
Well, it's very exciting. Lisa and I were having such incredible success with our business model in St. Petersburg, Florida, that we came across the radar of a national development company for franchises. They realized that the success that Lisa and I were having in St. Petersburg, Florida was so incredible, but it could be replicated. It could be delivered to people all over the country, and people are clamoring for what we're offering, full service real estate with lien fees. So we're now offering our franchise opportunity in all 50 states. Real estate agents can join us, very quickly build their own real estate brokerage that they own. And what's interesting about that is that real estate agents talk about how important it is to own a home rather than rent a home. And yet they spend their entire business career renting their brokerage rather than owning their brokerage.
That's true.
So we teach everything that they would need to put in place so that they could have success owning their own real estate brokerage. offering our unique business opportunity, this model of lean fees, flexible fees to home sellers in their area, and then have greater success and enjoy a better quality of life and enjoy their business even more.
It's great.
We were studying Napoleon Hill and the Master Key System. Napoleon Hill said that if you want to have success, you must offer more in service than you charge in fees. And when we heard that, we knew we were heading in the right direction. So we're offering these franchise systems to agents so that they can grow their own business, they can help more people, and they can just live the life of their dreams and save more for retirement. It's just really great for them.
Yeah, Napoleon Hill, one of my great heroes.
Yes.
Love him.
Now, you guys are obviously very passionate about what you do. I'm just curious, how did you meet and come to work together and now be together? And you're married, right?
We are,
so,
yes.
Talk about that. How did this whole process of partnership start?
Well, it's a long story, and I could go on and on about it, but I'll give you the brief, short version. Lisa and I met at a networking event. And at that time, I was running large real estate brokerages. I had a few hundred real estate agents working under my real estate license. And Lisa had spent 20 years as a CPA. And we enjoyed talking about real estate. We began dating, and eventually we got married. Lisa decided that she wanted to make a career change. She had incredible transferable skills in her accounting practice that she felt would be beneficial for real estate. And her grandmother enjoyed investing in real estate. And so she always found it very interesting. So she joined one of my offices. And what was interesting about it was that Lisa brought all this really interesting outsider perspective to the residential real estate business. And she's a very smart strategist as a CPA. She's somebody who is an efficiency expert, somebody who understands profitability and the metrics that drive profit in companies. And she looked at residential real estate from a completely different way than I had, having spent 20 years in it already. Interestingly, Lisa has been interviewed and quoted 3 different times recently by the Wall Street Journal discussing real estate matters and taxes. So she joined the real estate industry, and within about a month, she thought, the inefficiencies in this business are crazy. Let's you and I go off and create our own brokerage to solve this for consumers while keeping real estate agents integral to the home sale process. And her first real estate listing actually created the entire arc of our business.
Yes. I was asked by a colleague from my former accounting firm if I could help a national church sell a property that they were no longer using. I marketed the property, and a couple came to me directly. They were starting a church in the area, and they made an offer on the property. The offer that they made was a bit below what the church wanted to accept. So I grabbed out my calculator, and I determined that since I didn't need to share my commission with a buyer's agent, because this couple came to me directly, that I could bridge most of that gap with my commission. They were all thrilled, and everything went through, and I exceeded all their expectations, and then I still earned a really nice commission on the sale.
So you decided to do something I've never heard anyone do before, which was to lower your commission.
I did.
What made you decide to do that?
That was the only way this church sale was going to happen. And my fee was the only item or the only variable that I could control in that situation. And when I was practicing as a CPA, I would do tax returns, and if a client had a sale, I always thought that fee was way too high. So I just had taken on the job to help the church, and I needed to help them sell a property that they were still paying to carry, but they were no longer using. And at the same time, I could help that sweet couple get that church property and reach their goals and dreams. So how could I not do everything I could to help them?
Jack, that fee gets in the way more often than people realize. Lisa saw a way to think outside the box, think of a different way to solve a problem, and she still earned a very nice commission on it. We had looked at this from a completely different perspective. over the years, many real estate agents had come to me when I was their managing broker and said that home sellers were demanding lower fees, either during the listing process or when a negotiation hit a stalemate, as was the case in that church transaction.
That's right. And that's market research right there. And when you find out what your customers want, you need to figure out a way to give it to them.
Ask them, they will tell you.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you said that Lisa started seeing all these inefficiencies in the real estate world there. So what are some of those inefficiencies that you noticed? Tell me more about those.
Well, what's interesting about it, and there are many different inefficiencies that we could talk about, but in terms of how we decided would be best to solve this issue in the residential real estate space, the typical problem that most real estate agents have when they're working with a home seller is that they'll often be butting heads over that fee, either during the listing process or when there's a challenge with a negotiation. Mm-hmm. And if it's during the listing process, if the real estate agent isn't flexible with his fee, he might not get the listing. We call that getting fired before you get hired. You go in there thinking you're going to get an opportunity to help somebody, but if you're having a hard time with that fee, you might not get the opportunity to help those people. And we looked at that and we realized we could actually do this all the time. Mm-hmm. We could help people by offering a flexible fee model and let everyone know that we're willing to be flexible with our fees all the time. Not just if they're savvy enough to know that real estate fees are negotiable and bold enough to ask for a negotiated fee, and not just if they twist their agent's arm hard enough and threaten not to give them the listing and the agent relents on that fee. We decided that we would offer this flexible fee all the time to everybody, and it's been an incredible success for us.
Well, it makes total sense. I mean, everybody wins.
It is. It's a win-win.
Yeah, when you get win-win solutions, people want to play. And when I feel like it's a win-lose relationship, then someone's going to leave feeling bad. But then you don't get good word of mouth. And people aren't happy. People don't want to work with you again.
It's so true. And it's a relationship business. And yet it's also a financial transactional business as well. And when people feel like they've overpaid, you don't get the repeat and referral business. And when they feel like you didn't earn that enormous fee, they're not walking away from that situation feeling like this was all that it could have been. We have helped people save so much money, and our goal as we continue to grow is to attract enough real estate agents so we can offer this concept all over the country. Our goal is to have 40,000 real estate agents, help home sellers save over $5 billion in fees by the end of 2025. I know that you like a goal to have how much by when.
Right.
So we're all set with that.
That's good.
And we're just going forward with it full speed. And what's so great about it is that home sellers love working with us. So often when a real estate agent first meets with a home seller, rather than discussing the home price, its amenities, its attractiveness, how it'll fare in the market, real estate agents and home sellers are often butting heads over that fee, rather than just talking about the important parts of it. Home sellers, when they meet with us and our agents, they already love our innovative flexible fee model. So they know walking in that we're going to be on the same side of the table with them. So we can focus on getting their home on the market properly, getting it exposed to the market effectively, massive market exposure, all with reasonable fees. And it's just created incredible momentum in our business and in our agents' business. So it's just been a wonderful success for us. The other thing about the inefficiencies in the business is that many real estate agents understand the inefficiencies in the business. And let me tell you, the conversion ratios in residential real estate are terrible. They know that they're only going to meet with so many people no matter how hard they market. And of the people that they meet with, only so many of them are going to hire them. And then what's terribly sad is that when they get hired to sell a home, 30 to 35% of the time, statistically, a typical agent will fail to get that home sold. So most real estate agents are looking at a few people who will have success to pay them for all of their time, energy, and effort that wasn't productive. It's terrible. When people interview us, they overwhelmingly hire us. And when they hire us, we overwhelmingly get their home sold. So we can actually have smaller fees because our conversion ratios are better. We do more business, we earn more money, and because of our lean business model, our agents keep more of their money. So it's worked out incredibly well for us, and it's all thanks to this brilliant strategist who understands how profit works.
Thank you.
That's great. I love it. I love it. Now, you've trained people, and I'd like to hear a story about someone you've trained and how that training has made a difference in their lives and their work.
Well, recently, a new agent joined REALean. He was new to the business and new to his market area. In his first full year in the real estate business, he has earned over $159,000, and that is unheard of for a brand new agent in the business. And he has generated so much business this past month that he is going to have his first six-figure month.
Wow.
As a new agent.
As a brand new agent. It's just incredible. And he's done all this without door knocking, cold calling, and chasing people around that don't want to speak to a real estate agent. His lead generation is on autopilot because of our systems and our strategies that we have taught him. So he is doing incredibly well, and he is just doing great.
He's a fascinating real estate agent. He's a military veteran. He is somebody who does what we've done, which is so interesting. You teach this. If you want to have success, find somebody who's already done what you want to do and have them mentor you, have them be a role model to you. And what's great about a veteran is he actually takes orders quite nicely and does what we tell him to do. And the success just shows up.
He does everything we tell him to do, and he's doing great.
What we call coachable.
Very coachable. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. He's been, to me, just a joy to have because he's having so much success and he's not struggling. So many real estate agents struggle in their career because they're coached and taught to do things that if you do enough of them, you'll have a little bit of success. So go out and door knock. You didn't get success? Keep door knocking. You didn't get enough success? Start cold calling people. Start bugging people at the dinner hour. That stuff's crazy. We don't teach any of that.
Then he's got more time.
He has control of his schedule. He is able to focus on the seller side of the business, which Lisa mentioned is the more efficient side of it. If you could imagine, if you wanted to go out and look at some homes with us in Florida, it would take us hours to show you a bunch of homes. But it only takes us about an hour to 2 hours to meet with a home seller. Then it takes us a couple of hours to do the work to get their property up and ready in the market. But home buyers are less efficient. So he's focusing his business 90% on home sellers, which are the more efficient and attractive side of the business. I actually had some experienced agents who wanted to step up their business in a serious way. So years ago, we put together a written 12-month business plan. And it was very detailed, very specific to who they were, who they are, what they were trying to accomplish in their local market area. And they got to work and kept after it. They followed that plan. They looked at that plan every day. Now, years later, their 12-month plan is all accomplished every month. They've taken that 12-month plan, which years ago they hoped they'd be able to achieve in 12 months, and now they're able to do it every month on autopilot. So this is a much better way to do it, and this is the foundation of our ACE coaching and training, how to have a six-figure month.
Wow. Most people would love to do that.
No matter what industry.
And you do that 12 months in a row, you got a 7-figure year.
Correct. That's what we teach.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Good for you. I know goal setting's part of what you teach. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, it's interesting. Those business plans, we put together a unique business plan for each of the agents who are working with us or those agents in our coaching and training programs because everybody's unique. And just because something's successful for one person doesn't mean it's going to be successful for everybody. So we focus on what that person is trying to accomplish and where they want to go. And what I love about written goals is that it's like you're visualizing where they want to be in 12 months or in 24 months, and then you're walking hand in hand with those people and seeing it all unfold in life, in their business, and that they're achieving their dreams. And what I love about written goals is that it's something that you can actually look at and follow. And I know you teach this as well. I'd love to hear how you would teach, about written plans and the effect that you see.
Written goals are important. I just ran across a study, a guy named David Cole at the Virginia Tech University, who is an economics professor and I think it's a school of agriculture. And he did research and found out that people that write down their goals, don't just have them in their head, but write them down, how much by when, specific date, specific amount, measurable by a third person, they earn 9 times more over the course of their life than people who don't write their goals down. And there was another woman up at Dominican University in Santa Rosa, California, Gail Matthews, who found that people who write their goals down have a much higher success than people who just think them in their head. Then if you add in accountability and you add in, telling people that you have this goal, which people are doing in your courses and so forth, then what happens is you can raise your achievement level by over 33% just from doing 3 simple things. And it seems so weird that just writing it on a piece of paper instead of having it in your head and then committing it to someone else so they know that you've done it, and then checking in occasionally, having an accountability partner or a mastermind group, just, triples your ability to achieve what you want to do. So the research is there. It's very, very simple.
That is true. We've been writing our goals down for years and doing visualizations, and we've accomplished things that we've written and visualized. There's one example of a home that was being renovated in our market area. It was fabulous, it was gorgeous, and it was really unusual. And we had written down on our goals that we would like to sell more expensive homes. And we drove by this home all the time and we would say to each other, we would love to get in and see that house. It's just fabulous. Pretty soon, that couple that owned that house, they came in to look at one of our properties and we really clicked with them. And so a few months later, they called us up and they said, come over and look at that house because we want to sell it. And they loved our business model, so they hired us to sell the house. So that was a new goal that we wrote down on our list.
Get their home sold.
Get the home sold. So we did get the home sold while the others in the area lingered. We got ours sold to people that came to us directly. And after a few years, that couple decided to sell the house. So they called us up and we got to sell the house again. And it just seemed like we kept attracting that house to ourselves over and over again. And real estate agents can use written goals and the law of attraction to increase their business like we have done. It's amazing.
That's why I love putting together written plans with real estate agents. It's so much more powerful. They can break down all the needed steps. And they can hold themselves accountable to that. I can hold them accountable to it. Have you done this? Have you done that? They know if they're on track or not on track because of the power of a written plan. Some of the more experienced agents who join us, they go on to have the best years of their career inside of our model. They are already knowledgeable, skillful, and experienced in real estate matters, and yet with our coaching and training and our supportive environment, they're going on to have the best years of their career, plus they're really enjoying it again, which is great.
That's true. And that's the ultimate thing. If you're not enjoying yourself, your life, your job, whatever, and so many people are working in jobs they don't like, or they're in an industry they kind of want to be in, but they're not in a place where they're enjoying the way it's being done. And so you guys are creating people in doing that. One of the things I like about goal setting too is that if you set, and I always teach this, if you set a goal that's larger than you think is possible, like a 7-figure income, at your second year in real estate or whatever, the thing that's required of you is to master different parts of yourself. You've got to master your emotions, master enrollment, master sales, master empathy, learning how to listen, how to present, etc. And the cool thing is that even if you were to lose all the goodies, your car gets stolen, your house burns down, the industry changes, you can't do it the same way, who you've become in the process can never be taken away.
Yes.
That mastery of self, that is really the payoff. You know, I have friends that have had all kinds of experiences where they achieved what they wanted, and then for some reason it disappeared. You know, the economy shifted, whatever, but who they became in the process didn't change.
Absolutely.
And that's the real value and benefit of setting goals, especially high goals. Because if you don't set them, you never have to confront the considerations, the fears, and the roadblocks that start showing up in your consciousness that were always there. And I like to look at it like that old whack-a-mole game.
Yes.
You know, that you put the dollar in and these mole heads come up, you got a hammer and you got to hit them, and if you hit enough of them, you get a doll that you can take home to your kid that falls apart 2 weeks later, you know. But the point is, you're surfacing all these limiting beliefs and fears that were always there, but they were subconscious because you never pushed yourself into where they would surface. But the good news is now you can handle it. Now you can deal with it, release them, move on, and now you're freer, you're more powerful.
You know what's so interesting too, just in terms of that whole notion, is when you set a big goal, you're putting that out there into the universe and the right people start to show up.
Yes.
You accidentally happen upon somebody. You accidentally happen upon an opportunity. But the reality of it is that the universe is simply responding to what you put out there, and it starts to show up. And what's so great about that for our business is that I couldn't list and service every single home that came up for sale in my area, but I could service enough that I have a wonderful year. And the opportunity is there, but it's not going to show up if I don't put out a big plan and a big notion to actually make it happen.
Right.
So simply that first step of making a plan, it puts so many other wheels in motion right behind it.
Yeah. Well, what's supported in that is the belief that it's possible. We don't make a plan for something we don't think is possible. We don't plan a vacation if we don't think that we can actually do it. And so when you create that plan, you're activating the law of attraction.
Yes.
You know, and you said like you accidentally run into people.
It's no accident.
My wife she coined a term a couple years ago. People talk about, well, that was synchronistic. She said, no, it's synchromystical. You know,
Yes.
it's like because you're applying these laws of the universe that you talk about, that Napoleon Hill talked about, the Master Key course talks about.
Yes.
And it's true. It works that way. And if you start doing that, you are opening your own perception to things that were always there that you might not have seen before. And I always tell people, if you buy a car, if you ever had this experience, you buy a car,
Sure.
and the next day you see that car everywhere, you didn't notice them before because it was just background. But once you bought a certain car, then you know, what, there's a lot of these on the road because it opened up that perception in your reticular system in your brain.
Correct.
Same thing happens when you set a goal and you start planning it. You're acting as if you're telling the universe, I believe this. And the universe responds to belief.
It's been incredibly powerful for us. We didn't think it was inside of us until we went after it. And then we realized it was already there. It's just been an incredible journey for us. And we're so excited to be able to share this opportunity with so many other people. One of the things that we often talk about in our coaching and training programs is on the pursuit of mastery. And for me, I believe it's a journey. It's not anything that you've ever accomplished. You're always continuing on that path
Right.
to mastery. In our business, there's real estate negotiation. There's pricing a home properly. There's photography. There are all these other components of it. But when you begin going down that journey, more opportunities show up. You get better at those opportunities. You convert at a higher level. More income shows up. To me, the way I've taught it is that when you start your career in real estate, you begin to learn so that you can begin to earn. And then as you continue to have success, you continue to earn so that you can continue to learn. You can hire a coach. You can go to a training event. You can go to a retreat or a seminar. And so to me, it's all about pursuing mastery. To me, it's about being the very best version of myself that I can be. And I love what you would teach on that. What would you share in terms of the pursuit of mastery?
Well, I think it should be everybody's goal. And the way I phrase it, you want to learn more to earn more. So that once you earn more, you can learn more. And it's this onward, upward spiral that you want to keep playing. You know, you mentioned something funny about photography. When I'm not selling my home, but we were being
Let
asked
us know
to,
if you ever want to.
I will do that. But the reality was we were being asked to be in a local magazine, you know, like the local celebrity author's home, right? And they sent a photographer out to photograph my house. And what I realized, he was at the end of the pool, and someone with a broom was making the water move in the pool, because he said when you film the pool and there's water moving, it films better than just this flat surface.
Yes.
I didn't know that, you know. And you learn these little tricks that all of a sudden you know a little more than you knew the day before, and you start mastering all these aspects, like you're saying, of negotiation, of pricing, of listing, of closing, of all those things. And I think it builds self-confidence. It builds self-esteem. You know, you're then willing to take more risk the more you know.
Yes.
You know, I talk about the poker chip theory of life. So if you and I were playing poker and I have 100 chips and you have 10, you're going to play more cautiously. Two bets of 5 you lose, you're out of the game. I can lose 5, 20 times. So every time I have a win, anytime I learn something new, my stack of chips goes up. Now I'm willing to take that risk, as you did, to start your own brokerage, your own franchise. I mean, that's bold, right?
It was at that time, and we were so thankful that we did. And now we realize it can be even larger.
Right. You know, everything happens when people take risks. And the bigger risk, the bigger payoff.
Yes.
You know, and most people, I love what Brian Tracy said. You know, he said, the only thing you ever say when you've done that is, why didn't I do that sooner?
Yes.
You know, why didn't I do that sooner? Why did I wait so long? You know, and it's so interesting to get people to realize that, you know, when once they do, and you're doing it with people that are going like, wow, why didn't I get into this sooner? Why didn't I learn these things sooner? You know, and it's really a powerful, powerful thing. So you're not just helping people sell real estate and make money. You're helping them be better husbands and wives, better parents, better community members. All of that vibrational uplift, if you will, in the people is taking its way out into the other aspects of their life. Wouldn't you say that?
I agree 100%. And what's interesting is that the way we look at residential real estate is it is our platform for helping people in their lives. Other people have their platforms for helping people in their lives. What I find especially honorable about residential real estate sales is that we are helping people find the place that they're going to come home to at the end of the day. We're helping people find the place where they're going to create memories, throw birthday parties, have all those special holiday get-togethers. That's what we help people find. And when they're ready to move on, we're actually intimately involved for a very short period of time. And it's great because they get to share with us all the memories that they had in this home, and they're telling us why they want to have a different place for new memories. It's a very wonderful experience for us.
Yes, mastery is key. We see that with our agents. The more opportunities they have to help people, the more confident they become, and then the more business that they attract to themselves. And it's just amazing. And we tell our agents, if you know a little, you'll earn a little. And if you know a lot, you'll earn a lot. The money is in the mastery, really. And we always want to say, you know, to be careful what you say, because words have power. So we created a little book, and it's a free download, and it's called 12 Things That Real Estate Agents Should Never Say. And we often hear agents talking about things in a negative way and saying negative words that they don't realize could sabotage their own business. So we created this book, and we take the negative phrase and we turn it around to a positive, empowering and uplifting and helpful phrase that they can use to better their own business.
So I want you to share a couple things. I know you want people to come and get that book. We'll give them the website to do that. But what are a couple things real estate, I know my audience is going, what are some of the things they shouldn't say? So what are a couple things real estate agents shouldn't say?
This listing's never going to sell. These clients are never going to buy anything. The economy's getting ready to tank. We're having a housing bubble. Like all those kind of things. Like, just don't say that. Just say something nice like, I'm a great real estate agent. I know that I will sell this home. Nothing's going to stop me. You know, things like that.
It's interesting. Sometimes an agent will call me up asking me to help them coach through an intimate moment of a real estate transaction. They're right in the heat of it, and they say something negative. And I say, stop saying that. Don't even speak that ever again. They might say, like, I don't think I'm going to be able to keep this deal together.
Words become things.
It's all too powerful. In fact, this morning, one of our agents said that these buyers were afraid that their offer was going to be used against them and that their offer wouldn't get accepted. And guess what? Their offer didn't get accepted.
Yeah.
They made an order with the universe, and the universe fulfilled it.
You know, I read a book once. It was called Prescriptive Parenting. And the idea is that we think we're describing something. We're actually prescribing it for the future. You know,
Right.
Johnny's messy. Well, Johnny will continue to be messy, you know, as opposed to saying, Johnny, I bet within a week you're going to start keeping your room cleaner. We're going to start seeing order around here. You know, all of a sudden that puts an idea in Johnny's head, you know. And so every time we're describing like, oh, I don't think this is a sell, there's going to be a real estate bubble, this will never happen, we are actually setting it up to be that. We think we're describing reality, but we're actually, it's a prescription for the future. And it's so true. Words are things. They have a vibration. And the subconscious mind hears it, for starters. And when it's in the subconscious mind of your seller, your buyer, whatever, it just stops you.
It just happens. And when we were talking about the 35% failure rate, that there's actually books written about it, and real estate agents will plan for this in their business plan. I will never have that in a written business plan, that I'm going to fail 30% of the time. I'm going to sell 100% of my listings, and I'm going to succeed at everything I try to do. That's what my written plan looks like.
We've had home sellers say, so do you think we can get this home sold? And we say, this home's absolutely going to sell.
It's wonderful.
There's no question in our mind. And we try to quickly, there are clients, of course, we're trying to be very tactful and diplomatic, and yet we're trying to very quickly correct their thinking. This home is absolutely going to sell. Don't have any doubt about it.
Very good, very good. So if someone wants to get this booklet, 12 Things Real Estate Agents Should Never Say, where do they go?
REALean.com. And we have lots of other resources there too.
Simple, REALean.com.
REALean.com.
And we'll put that up on the screen too.
Yeah.
Very good, very good, very good. So I love that you focus so much on what you can do for others, you know, because I remember Brian Tracy saying, if you want to make a lot of money, find a way to be of greater service to a greater number of people. So you're providing greater service to the people you're working with and continue expanding that out. And it's making the process a lot more efficient and seamless for both the sellers and the buyers and the agents, and also the sheer amount of money you're able to save people, which everyone wants to do that. And you're both focusing on that service, which I believe is such a key factor to success in life. And I know this is important to both of you. So share why this is so important.
Well, we know that we're going to be able to accomplish our goals if we can help people accomplish their goals. One of my favorite motivational phrases comes from Zig Ziglar, and I know you love Zig. And,
I do.
And we were both very happy that we had an opportunity to see Zig speak. And one of his phrases that I've always loved is, you can get everything you want out of life if only you're willing to help enough other people get what they want out of life. So we know that home sellers want to get their home sold quickly for top dollar, minimal inconvenience, and with reasonable fees. So we're going to be able to hit all of our goals if we can help enough home sellers achieve what they want. Same thing with home buyers. They want to find the right home, get it at the right price, have everything go smoothly. And we know that real estate agents want to have greater success in their career, more opportunities to serve people. They want to earn more money, keep more of their hard-earned income, save more for retirement, build an asset that they own and control, their own local real estate brokerage. If we can help home buyers, home sellers, and real estate agents all hit their goals, we know we're going to hit our goals. And in fact, we're at that very nice, comfortable place where we don't really need to have any more success in life. We're very thankful for the success we've had. And now it's like a whole different level of energy. We can actually have an impact. We can change things for people. So what we're doing now with the franchise opportunities is dramatically changing the trajectory of people's lives.
Yeah. Which is a greater fulfillment even than all the toys you can buy when you're successful.
That's true.
You watch people's life change. You watch how the people, their families, the community changes as a result of that. Yes. So I love that Zig Ziglar quote, by the way. I actually have it in my Success Principles book in a chapter called Find a Way to Serve. So as we're moving toward the end of our talk here, or not our talk, well, it is a talk. We've been really having a conversation.
Love the conversation.
But it's also toward the end of the show. I have a couple final questions for you guys. And the first one is, if you had a main message that you want everyone to walk away with today, like one main thing you'd like them to leave with, what would that be?
It's always about being the best option. If you're in sales, you have to be the best option going in. If you work in an office, it's your job to make everybody else's job easy, to go the extra mile, to do everything you can, to do the best you can every day. And it's all about helping people. If you focus on helping people, all the success and the wealth will be a byproduct of helping people.
And really, being the best option is the #1 way to stay in a position of strength during a negotiation as well. So if you're a home seller, your home has to be the best option in the market. Our experience has been that home buyers always buy the best option. They never buy the second best option. They're always going to go and grab the best option. And what's interesting is home buyers might buy the best option property while your property is sitting on the market lingering. In fact, many people might make offers on the best option property while no one's making an offer on your property. So you have to be the best option when you hit the market. And if you're a home buyer, you need to position yourself so that your offer is the best offer that those people can choose to work with. Home sellers will always pick the best option buyer. So really, this is a mindset that you can cultivate to be the best option. And we found that that's the best way to achieve what you want in life and to have the success and the satisfaction that you want by being the best option.
Absolutely.
I love that. I should wear a sweatshirt to say, I am the best option. Really? What are you? That would be really good. But it's true. When you differentiate yourself that way and everyone goes, okay, this is the best option. You know, this is the best choice I can make. And when you make that clear to people, and I think for many people, the price and the money they're spending, the money they're saving is a big, huge part of that.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're talking tens of thousands of dollars. People start to go, yeah, this is a good option for me to choose. Yeah, yes. That's great.
I'll share with you an interesting story. Lisa and I were meeting with a home seller whose home was lingering on the market. And he asked us why we felt that the home was lingering on the market. Now, we knew that this home seller was being a little bit aggressive in his pricing and that he was probably above where the market was going to be for his home. Now, I've been a broker since 1999, so I was going to start telling him about supply and demand economics and the absorption rate in the local market and how many homes have come on the market since he had his home come on the market. And I was taking a deep breath so that I could go into a 5-minute soliloquy about why his home wasn't sold yet. And Lisa simply said, your home's not the best option. We got out in the car after that appointment, and I turned to Lisa and I said, that was absolutely brilliant. His home was not the best option. He lowered that price that day. His home was under contract in 4 days.
I love it.
That's what it takes.
That's a great story.
We're about to write a book.
Yeah, we're actually writing a book about,
yes.
Yeah, it's called The Best Option.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Well, what was interesting about that concept, as Lisa and I kept playing around with it, of course, we think about it in terms of real estate, but then Lisa said, you know, I was always the best option in my accounting firm. Other people would get hired seasonally, tax season, then they'd be let go or laid off or, no longer renewed in their contract.
And there was always a reason.
Yeah, they weren't the best option.
They weren't the best option.
And then we thought, if you're a single person, are you the best option out there for your ideal mate? If you are trying to create something better in your life, are you putting all the steps in place to be the best option for that to all show up in your life? In terms of health, in terms of wellness, are you making smart choices every day so that you could have what you would choose for your life?
That's brilliant. Well, good luck with that book. I mean, I don't need to wish you luck. It's definitely going to work because it's true. So a couple of final questions here. Is there anything else that we haven't covered that you'd like to share with our viewers today?
Well, if you're not where you want to be, hire a coach, take some courses. There's no reason in the world for somebody to not reach all their goals and dreams. It can happen for anyone. That's why we're so excited to help all of our agents and our franchisees reach all their goals and dreams.
We're so excited about this opportunity to expand REALean across the country. We know that we can have a positive impact on home sellers and home buyers and on real estate agents. So we're just excited to get out there and help people on an intimate level have the success that we've been able to have.
Well, I always say that no one's ever gone to the moon without a team. No one's ever climbed Mount Everest without a team. No one's ever won a golf tournament without having a whole team of people, of nutritional coaches and short game and putting and strength training and so forth. So you're like the coaches that people need to be successful. And so if people want to work with you and they want to learn more, where do they go?
REALean.com is a great place to start. If you're a home buyer or a home seller, we have great resources there to help you, including our podcast, which is called Truth in Real Estate. If you're a home seller, we have helped home sellers all over the country sell their homes for top dollar with reasonable fees, and we'll get you in touch with an agent that can help you.
And REALean.com is a great place as well for real estate agents to connect with us. We're actively looking for like-minded professionals who want to grow their career, serve people at a higher level, earn more money, keep more money, own an asset that they own and control. What's interesting about the residential real estate space is that they just don't think in these types of terms. But if they get into our environment, we're going to share with them so many of the success principles that you teach, and it's just going to have a wonderful positive effect on their lives.
That's great. Well, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. You guys are great. I love what you're doing. Innovation is always available to us. You become the next best option, which you guys seemingly have done for yourself. So I appreciate that. And for all of you watching, REALean.com, you see it up there on the screen. Make sure you check it out. If you know people, if you're not a realtor, you're not selling a home or buying one real soon, but if you know someone who is, let them know about this option as well. And just thank you today for joining us and for continuing to make yourself the best option. I like that idea. I want us to close with that idea. Do whatever it takes to take yourself to the next level, that you can be the next option. Until we see you next week, we'll have another guest on, in this case, 2 guests. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep sharing your love and your light and your joy with all those around you. And we'll see you next week. Thank you for watching this episode of Talking About Success. Remember, your success is a journey. So for more information and free resources to help you, be sure to visit jackcanfield.com/learn more.